18 Pro, 18 series iPhone,
the iPhone 18,
the iPhone 18 Pro Max, which is not only...
The iPhone 18 is almost here, and I just bought this. So naturally, that brings up one question. Was this a mistake? So that's the question I'm going to be answering in this entire video, and I want to start off talking about the build quality and the overall look of the iPhone. Because we all know that Apple has not really changed their designs that much in the last couple of years. They went from the normal 15, 16, 2 camera setup to 3 camera setup. And now this year with the 17, they brought the whole camera plateau thing, which I actually do like this better than the old designs. But because this is the very first year that they're doing this sort of form factor, they're not going to drastically change how the iPhone looks with the iPhone 18. And because of that, it's going to be impeccably hard to tell the difference between the 17 and the 18. You're going to have to actually ask the person who has the phone, and they could probably just lie to you. You know, I'm going to bring that up in a future video. You're going to understand what I'm talking about in a future video. That's kind of the main point with the design and the overall feel in your hand. It's not going to change that much. Maybe 5 to 10% with the iPhone 18. Maybe they add some new colors. I really do like the way that burgundy looks. If you get a silver 18 and you get a silver 17, they're going to look basically the same. And yes, I picked the silver on purpose because I know that they're bringing it back. All of the iPhone 18 rumors are pointing towards them adding a new variable aperture on the camera. Now, I think this is hilarious because Apple famously brought on cinematic video mode and portrait mode for photos to kind of mimic that depth of field that you would get from a variable aperture on like a real camera. Now, even though portrait mode on the iPhones and the cinematic video mode are pretty good, they're not perfect, and having an actual like physical variable aperture will get you the most authentic depth of field because it is real depth of field that you can like actually change. And I think that's really cool. But the thing is, we can get 80% of the way there already with the iPhone 17s, the 16s, the 15s. And yeah, that's it. That's basically all of the actual physical changes that they're making to the iPhone 18. I mean, aside from like a shrunken down dynamic island, but that's about it. It's really not that much. Now, another point that I think is really interesting, and I brought this up when I was talking about the Z Fold 8 when it initially came out, and I did all my coverage of the Samsung Z Fold 8. The next generation of any phone, you don't see the changes on the outside. They're mostly, oh, we added a bigger battery this year, we added faster charging this year, maybe the screen's a couple hundred nits brighter this year, but it's nothing you can actually feel and change, which is why I think the Z Fold 8 kind of took the internet and the world by storm, because it's legitimately new. The iPhone 18 is not going to have that same effect. And yeah, I can already hear you guys commenting down below that they're making the iPhone Ultra, so that's the different phone this year, which I can partially understand, but the iPhone Ultra is already rumored to be $2,500 plus. Not a lot of people are going to buy that phone. And if you do, is it a cool phone? Sure. Is it going to be like more of a gimmick kind of thing? Yeah, and that's coming from a guy that spent $2,000 on the Z Fold 8. I already know what's going to happen. I already know. But hey, come on, let's be honest. What is a phone? A phone is mainly comprised of two main parts, and that's the physical part that you actually hold, the screens, the batteries, the cameras, the way it looks, the build quality, all of that. And we already covered that earlier in the video. But now we need to talk about the software. Now, the only public Apple software right now is iOS 26. That being said, I've been running the public beta for iOS 27 with the new Siri and all of that, and it's pretty darn interesting. And it's interesting because iOS 27 is actually bringing some new things to the iPhone this year. I mean, the preview app got its own little visual representation updated. There's a new Siri AI that you might have heard of where you can actually save all of your conversations to your device and it memorizes everything. And the reason why I think the new Siri AI is actually important is because it can pull from the context of your conversations that you have through text or whatever, phone calls. You can say, when was the last time I called somebody? or when was the last time I told blah 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 happy birthday or whatever. You can actually have like in-depth conversations now with Siri versus the old like command-based system. It's a lot better this year, but here's the thing. I have the 17 and I already have Siri AI. So that means that that doesn't make the 18s special. And if you have even older generations of iPhone, whether that be the 16s, the 15s, the 13s, like whatever it may be, you're going to get a version of iOS 27. Maybe you won't be able to run all of the image playground stuff. Maybe you won't be able like to run the new Siri AI, but visually it's going to look basically the same. So that kind of brings me around to my main point for this video, which is that the iPhone 18, excluding the Ultra, is going to be maybe one of the smallest, most incremental bumps in history of the iPhone. Sure, the variable aperture thing is actually kind of tight. It's kind of cool. Does that matter for your, average daily Joe? No. It does not. I mean, seriously, the biggest majority of people that use iPhone, when it comes to their cameras, they just want to be able to pick up their phone and shoot something, whether it be taking a video, taking a photo, and with the new, camera control, it's even faster, which I like. But again, that's also going to be on the 18. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make the new 18 special. Now, I am going to make a video about the iPhone Ultra, but I am just going to say a little bit right now. I came from the iPhone 15 to the Z Fold 8 to now the 17 Pro, and the Z Fold 8 is an absolutely amazing phone. I actually love this thing. The form factor is great. The way it feels in your hand is great. The cameras are not that great, but overall, good phone. And yeah, guys, I've seen you guys in my comments saying that the only reason why Samsung made the Z Fold 8 is so that they would have a competitive phone when it comes to the Ultra. And since Samsung makes the displays for Apple, they already had all the tech for it. I know. I hear you, okay? I hear you guys. But that doesn't by any means make the Z Fold 8 a bad phone. And I think it's going to take away from some of the magic of the iPhone Ultra. But that being said, the iPhone Ultra is going to be an insane phone. We can call it now. I'm putting it down in the books. I will bet you money it's going to be a great phone. They're going to have normal iOS probably on the front, and then have an iPad-esque experience on the inside when you open it up, which is insane. So let's answer the actual question. Should you buy the iPhone 17 now, or should you wait and buy the 18 when it comes out? And I think that question is very interesting for one main reason. The Google Pixel 11 series just came out, and we saw that Google put less RAM in those phones while charging $100 extra. And I think we're going to see that exact same thing from Apple this year, because we just saw them raise their pricing on all of the MacBooks, Mac Studios, Apple displays, all that just got a price hike. And the only thing that hasn't been touched yet is the iPhone. So I do think that the 18s are going to be $100 more, which means if you're basically getting the same phone, just buy the 17 now while you have $100 less. Maybe go to your carrier and get a nice deal off of it, trade in your old phone. That might be the move to make right now, because the 18 probably going to be more expensive than the 17s ever were, and it's basically the same phone. But hey, let's be honest, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You already made up your mind before you clicked on this video, but I do want to thank you for getting all the way through this video. And if you made it to the end, go ahead and comment a shark emoji down in the comments, and I'll know that you made it to the very end. But also, one more thing. I want to reach at least 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We are currently at around 346. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.